Welcome to the Steps in Purpose podcast with EdieAnne. This podcast explores emotional awareness, faith, and purposeful living through short, reflective conversations designed to help you notice where you are and take your next step with clarity. Thanks for being here. Can joy exist before everything gets fixed? Can joy be part of chaos? That question matters because I think a lot of people are quietly waiting for joy to arrive after the hard part is over. I'll be joyful when the bills are caught up. When the relationship feels easier, I'm sure I'll feel joy. After the body feels better and I'm not sick anymore, I'm sure I'll feel joy. After the house settles down, right? After the grief is gone. After the prayer gets answered, after the pressure is lifted, after life finally looks the way I hoped it would, I'm sure the joy will show up. On one hand, it makes sense. Of course it does. When life feels heavy, it's easy to believe joy belongs on the other side of struggle. It's easy to tell yourself that once things are better, then I'll breathe deeper, smile more, rest more, and finally let myself feel light again. Yet, that kind of thinking can keep joy always at bay. Let that sink in, okay? I think a lot of us have done that without even realizing it. We keep moving the finish line, right? We keep saying maybe later. We keep telling ourselves that joy will make more sense when the mess clears, when the pain leaves, or when life starts cooperating. It's like saying, when I'm ready, I'll have a baby. When I'm ready, I'll get married. When we've done all the things, when we're ready, we'll do. We keep moving the finish line. And before long, joy starts feeling like something we have to earn by surviving long enough. Joy was never meant to be a reward for finally getting your life into shape. Never mind perfect shape. But it took me a really, really long time to recognize that and to learn that and to understand that. So I want to share that with you today so it doesn't take you as long. Joy was never meant to be a reward for finally getting your life into shape. I think about the person who has a lot on their plate right now. There are real things going on, real concerns, real stress, real unanswered questions. They're doing their best to keep it all moving, keep it all together, and they're tired. And then something good happens in just a moment, in just a glimpse, in just a glimmer. Someone makes them laugh. The sun hits the room just right. Maybe a grandchild says something sweet. A memory rises that warms the heart. A quiet moment with God that softens something like deep inside, right? And for a split second, joy shows up. Yet, almost as quickly as it showed up, people shut it down. They tell themselves it's just too soon. They tell themselves life is too messy. They tell themselves they have too much to carry to be feeling joy right now. They almost treat joy like it's inappropriate in the middle of a hard season. What? I think that is what I want to talk about today, because joy and hardship can exist in the same life at the same time. Joy is not denial, folks. Joy is not pretending. Joy is not acting like the pain doesn't matter. Joy is something deeper than that. Joy is the ability to still taste goodness in the middle of real life. You guys, I'm having these deep pausing moments because it baffles me that as human beings, we feel that we have to earn joy. And that we can't have a moment of joy in the middle of it because it's wrong? It's wrong to feel joy? It's inappropriate? Happiness usually waits for circumstances to cooperate, right? Happiness does that. Joy has deeper roots, okay? Happiness says, this feels good right now. Joy says, there's still something good here, even now. You know, you've seen those pictures where the flower is growing out of the tar? Like there's hot top, and there's one little flower that's found a crack in the hot top, and it's growing out, right? That one little spark of joy. Happiness often comes and goes with the moment, right? But joy can sit in the same room with grief, with frustration, with waiting and unanswered questions, and still remain present. That's why joy is so powerful. It's not fragile the way people think it is. It's actually strong. It can live through hard things. It can breathe in places where life still feels unfinished. I think this matters because a lot of people have been living as though joy belongs to a future version of themselves. The version that has finally healed enough, figured out enough, accomplished enough, solved enough, cleaned up enough. Yet, if joy only comes after everything gets fixed, then most people will spend a whole lot of life postponing it and maybe never, ever have joy. Because I'm here to tell you that I will always live in chaos. I will always be working on myself. And so if I'm waiting for that to be perfect, then do I not deserve joy? The truth is, life always has something, right? There's always another concern, another prayer, another loose end, another ache, another piece still unfolding. So if joy is going to depend on having every part of life wrapped up in a bow, joy will keep getting pushed farther and farther away. I think people also feel guilty letting themselves feel joy when something in life still hurts. They act almost like enjoying a moment means they're minimizing the pain. They're forgetting the struggle, or they're failing to take life seriously enough. Yet joy does not dishonor pain. It gives the soul a place to breathe. That feels important to me because some of us have gotten so used to carrying heaviness that joy feels almost unfamiliar. We know how to brace, we know how to push through, we know how to stay responsible and alert and productive, yet receiving joy can almost feel harder than carrying pressure because pressure feels familiar and joy feels exposed? What? I think that's why some people miss joy when it comes close. It can be there in a simple moment, in a deep breath, in a laugh, in a connection, in beauty, in gratitude, in peace, in presence, in God's kindness, and yet they almost do not let it land. They keep standing in the doorway of joy instead of walking into it because part of them still believes they have to wait. Yeah, what if joy is allowed to meet you here? What if joy can sit right in the middle of the unfinished parts? What if joy is not something you earn after surviving the storm, but something God still offers you while the rain is falling, like a rainbow? That does not mean you force it. It does not mean you fake it. It means you stay open enough to notice it. It means you stop treating joy like it has to justify its timing. And the emotion gauge becomes such a beautiful tool for this because joy is not just about circumstances. It is a level of being. It's a way of experience life with openness, truth, presence, gratitude, trust. And sometimes the movement toward joy begins with simply giving yourself permission to stop postponing it. Maybe joy today looks like laughing without apologizing for it. Maybe it looks like noticing beauty without instantly returning to worry. Maybe it looks like enjoying a good moment without telling yourself it will probably disappear. And maybe it looks like receiving something kind without feeling like you have to earn it first. Maybe it looks like letting your heart feel light for a minute, even while life is still carrying things you wish were different. It's not shallow. It's not careless. That is not out of touch with reality. That is actually a very grounded kind of strength. It means you're no longer handing all your power over to your circumstances. It means you're allowing goodness to exist in the same life that is still holding unfinished pieces. And honestly, that is where I think joy becomes holy. Right? You appreciate it more. It's one thing to feel joy when everything is easy. It's another thing entirely to feel joy when life is still life and your soul can still say, God is here, beauty is here, goodness is here, breath is here, and I'm allowed to receive it. That kind of joy does not wait for perfection. It lives in presence, in noticing, in gratitude, in trust. It lives in letting this moment be what it is without demanding that it become perfect before you're allowed to feel alive inside of it. So, if you are holding joy at a distance because life is not fixed yet, maybe today is a good day to loosen your grip on that idea. Please. Maybe today is a good day to let yourself smile without needing a big reason enough. Maybe today is a good day to stop treating joy like a finish line and start seeing it as part of the way God strengthens you right in the middle of where you are. Because yes, I believe joy can exist before everything gets fixed. I think it often does. I think it already is trying to meet us in small ways all the time. That's where we're going to appreciate it more. We just have to be willing to let it in and see it happen all the way around us. So today, if this spoke to you and you want more tools, you know the spiel, go to EdieAnne.com. That's EdieAnne.com. You can find more emotional tools there. And you know what? In this case, your next step really matters. Thanks for spending this time with me. Until next time, keep stepping in purpose.